Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel again. Today, we're doing. It took me a while to get this set up. We were supposed to start 10 minutes ago, so I do apologize. And yes, I also know that I'm using a Roblox picture for the thumbnail of this video. Not proud of it, but it's better than the picture it was before, which had to do with farming. We're not talking about that tonight. These headphones bother me. So, we're talking about weather today. It might be our first opportunity for spotting. I was going to have a friend. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. That wasn't. Why was it sharing my email? All right. Well, that's not what I wanted it to do, but. One second. We're still figuring things out. It's my first time using StreamYard. Also, it is way too dark in here. I have all the LED strips up. It's not making much of a difference. Or that screen's just way too bright. That's probably it. I still need to. Hold on one second. All right, sorry, just sending an email to my partner in crime for chasing. Hi, Cody the Farmer. What's going on? Also, we might use this for Farm Sim from now on because it seems to like our everything a little better. And also, you can do cool things like, hold on, let me get back to a screen and I can show you it's not my personal email. Okay, so I can like pull up that, like that. It looked professional. Hey, Havoc, what's going on? Yeah, I'm sure you know all about what's happening tonight. Glad to see you still exist. I don't know how behind I'm lagging, hopefully not that much. But I can do stuff like we can just zoom in on this screen, put me in the corner there. I can pull two people up with it. It's not what I wanted to do. I can do whatever, and it's awesome. I appreciate the ability to do this. So this might be our farm sim streams now. Most important thing is looking at COD and XRAD tonight for our first spotting thing of the year. I'm alive, and where was I going with this? All right, so yes, it's going to be a little bit interesting here in Indiana tonight, probably late. Where you at, Cody? Live with Force 13 US yesterday. Pretty awesome. We'll have to look into doing some stuff Stormlighted together this year because it is getting interesting. All right, one moment. Let me pull up some Missouri. Yeah, I bet we can actually go to your radar there. How did I do this? Radar selection. There we go. We use LSX. I like that one better. Give it a moment to load in. Oh, all right. So, crazy storms indeed. No, I don't want to do crazy storms indeed. Why don't we look at some storm relative information here? Significant for tornadoes wasn't warranted. Today was definitely overhyped, but I still want to look at it because it's the one that's going to be affecting me. All right, so this whole situation's a little interesting. Everything's going in different directions. So let's talk about March real quick. It's definitely being a lion that it was supposed to be. It's gonna be something else this year. So I mean, the strong La Nina hanging around for a while, of course, leading to warmer temperatures, and we're having kind of ingredients play together pretty well for this to get somewhat interesting rather quickly. We'll go back to Nextrad now. Put it up here in the corner. I really like StreamYard. So if y'all want to stream something, StreamYard, and it's not like murdering my internet either, unlike Streamlabs. Let's take a look back at the Indianapolis radar, close to where I am. What's going on here? It looks like a lot's going on here. Correlation coefficient. Let's see if there's any debris from strong winds or whatnot, because that's most of what they're warning of. And it is at this moment that I realize I should have recertified for my spotter course. It's okay. We'll make it work. Yeah, yes. I was horrifically unprepared for what button did I just push? Okay. I still don't know how to use this, and I just pushed a random button. I was horrifically unprepared for storm season this year, which is, rather rare, especially for me. But I still remember how to do most of this stuff. So we'll look at our base velocity here and kind of see what things are doing. Pretty normal. Your wind's coming from south west, moving northeast. That's pretty standard. So we're not really going to have anything till like 2-ish in the morning. It's 2-ish in the morning, it seems. It'll be a little bit later. Relative mean velocity here. Wonder what's up right. No, that's where just the changing wind. Well, okay. So green's moving toward the radar. Have it correct me if I screw this up horrifically. Green moves toward the radar and red moves away from the radar. Because if that's the case, we have some massive inflow right here. And this could definitely cause notching. Like, oh wait, you guys can't. This is not blown up, is it? This could definitely cause some notching in areas like that. If anything, it's going to be a brief spin-up tornado tonight. I don't feel like Indiana's going to have that risk. We should really be watching Missouri right now as this stuff just kind of rolls in. But, I'm still a good 30, 45 minutes away from anything happening. By that time, this stream will be over. It's just a short one to talk about the risk and everything. Okay. I really, truly don't know where I was going with this whole spiel here. Spotter activation. I don't think Indiana spotters have been activated yet. Let me just confirm that. Checking here real quick. Yes, it kind of depends what National Weather Service says. That is La Crosse. That is not what I wanted. I wanted Annapolis, please. That is not what I wanted. I wanted any. Okay, we're having some trouble here, but we'll get it figured out eventually. Last one is still 6:04 p.m. when they said that we might be activated for strong winds or potentially some flooding here, which is kind of expected because when we go back and have a look here, it is rather heavy rain right here. So flooding could be a potential, and these things, it's not moving very fast. Let's see if we can get this to actually play. These are not very quick moving storms. You saw it really flare up right there. That could have been a really strong thunderstorm moving through north of the Evansville area, but it's not now. It's kind of starting to rain out, but these wind bands, let's look at our base velocity here on that same loop. You're still... That's the wrong one. I want storm relative mean velocity. We're still seeing inflow into this storm here. So it's still possible to get something to notch. Maybe not likely per se, but it is possible into this evening. And this is more of just a test stream, getting back into things, remembering how all of this works. Because again, I did not prepare well for storm season this year, which I am regretting now. But it's going to be an interesting year, certainly. And I'm just impressed, honestly, that this stream's actually functioning for once. It's a rare thing that it does. And I think, honestly, I'm going to check. We'll leave this rolling for a second. The radar, I'll just have a brief look to make sure that the stream's actually doing what it's supposed to do. Well, I'll be darned. It's not Streamlabs, so it's actually working. Back to base velocity. We'll have a look at this one more in the current. I'm quite amazed. And it's only lagging by like seconds. Nice. Okay, so hourly mesoscale analysis here. Let's have a look at what's going on with the SPC. We got tornado watch down there through southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, and a little bit of extreme eastern Oklahoma. Looks like that's probably that's what this meso discussion is for. It will probably be extended as it expires at 2Z, whenever that is. So that will probably be extended into this evening, I'm guessing. Oh, my camera's not even on. That will probably be extended in this evening is my guess, but fire weather's not important right now. Here's our current outlook. Tornado risk. We are in an area of tornado risk. Technically, it's low, but I am in that risk. It's just minor because of the way things are pulling together tonight. Mostly going to rain out and get colder, but that risk is absolutely still there into the Ohio Valley, especially for wind. Wind is, yeah. So we'll go with our SPC outlook real quick. As you can see, it's like the first thing that came up when I typed letters S&P, which should say plenty about me. Day 2 outlook isn't going to show much for here because there's not really much for here. All right, so let's see what's going on here. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's unnecessary. It's our 01Z update, which is 1 a.m. Zulu, 5 hours before that. It was about 52 minutes ago is when this came out. So strong jet stream coming out of the Panhandle, which we've already seen that. Surface low is near Arkansas. It's migrating northeast. We already saw that. Across the Ohio Valley late tonight. That's what that 2 a.m.-ish threat for me personally is. It's going to be rather late to watch this. I hope they don't activate spotters because I don't want to do it. Oh, hey, Farmer Jacob. Good to see you. Let's see what else here. Tornadic supercells, northern Arkansas. Okay, this is pretty much more limited instability, meaning that as it spreads to the Ohio Valley. I'm reading this and trying to think it out at the same time. Okay, so it's going to kind of blow itself out over the Ohio Valley tonight, so which is kind of what it's starting to do right here. Let me go back to the base reflectivity for a moment. So the main thing here is that it's going to shift. Right. Gotta move my hands opposite direction. It's going to shift that way, and in shifting that way, we're losing. It's coming in the night, so we're losing instability and heating. The moisture, not so much, and the upper level winds, not so much. But your main thing is heat and convection ability. So your storms aren't going to blossom tall and create those big updrafts and downdrafts that we typically see that cause tornado. But it will be starting to move off and becoming more of a lined out storm with a defined front, and probably not a bow echo, and definitely nothing like a derecho, but could cause some 40, 50 mile an hour winds, possibly severe wind gusts. Isolated is what they're saying. And again, with that strong inflow that we see, one moment. on our relative mean velocity, all this inflow right here. And here's a good example of it, actually. We'll pull it up a little bigger here. So you can see this inflow kind of snaking its way into normal winds or the leading winds of the thunderstorm. And that can kind of cause things like this right here. If we can zoom in far enough. Things like this right here. That is technically based on the signature some form of rotation. It's not a tornado. It's just a brief moment where the winds collided and started to spin a little bit. And it's that kind of instability. It's that kind of wild card factor, though, that could show up for us tonight and through Illinois, Indiana, possibly Kentucky, maybe into Ohio, but that's more like a 4 or 5 a.m. It's going to be a late threat there. But there's still that minor threat of a tornado tonight because of that. And it's not like it'll be a brief spin up. It'll probably. I mean, you can never say anything for sure with weather. What we're seeing is like a brief spin up, a couple moments where some dust flies. That'll probably be your tornado threat for the evening. So, yeah, we'll probably stream for about 20 more minutes and talk about some of these things. Do you guys, I can see there's 4 of you watching, do you guys have any questions for me on the situation tonight, first of all, or things like what are we going to do this season? What are our plans? Where is my partner in crime / meteorology? Hamburgers and cheeseburgers go well with French fries. French fries go well with hamburgers and cheeseburgers. You gotta eat the burger first. That's the most important thing in the meal. So this storm's still 70-ish miles. 75 maybe from the actual radar. We'll see a little bit more clarity as it comes into this area. But as of right now, that situation is only changing by the speed the storm's advancing, which is rather slow. I will probably start getting light rain here soon. There's a little bit of heavier rain. It's that kind of spread out heavy rain that causes a flooding threat. It's these kind of things like that look a little bit interesting. Like maybe something blew up right there. Maybe we're getting a little bit of an overshooting top. Probably not. I can't actually see well, we can look at echo tops, actually. Well, that'd be the best way to determine this. What do you know? That is probably a 30 to 35,000 foot top right there. Like I said, this is nothing like the 60, 70,000 foot tops you see out in the big supercells out west that create F5 tornadoes. This is not that type of thing, but this is a little bit of that convective energy just blowing up. Where I'm at in the U.S., well, we'll say this rough area of Indiana right here, central Indiana. Yeah, so this is just kind of that little bit of blow up that could, cause a little more inflow, cause a little bit of rotation, possibly. It's not guaranteed. Look at storm relative mean velocity for that general area. Oh, okay. Well, will you look at that? That actually is starting to hook in a little bit. We have a little bit of rotation here, and that one kind of strikes a little bit interesting to me because look at that signature, the way the green and red start to meet. That is interesting. I don't think that's tornadic. I think it's just a brief spin up. Missouri, yeah, you guys are getting hit right now. And it's probably okay. Where is that? I pointed at the wrong storm, didn't I? I make myself look like a fool, aren't I? Yeah, that one. You can see a little bit where that one is starting to look like a hook, but it's too far from the front line of the storm to pull in any of that inflow. So it's this one right here. Wait, I need to keep looking back and forth at these two. I apologize. Yeah, right in the corner of that county. So yeah, you can see right there. It's kind of wrapping, but this really isn't showing any kind of hook signature here. It's not showing super strong rotation in the rain, at least not yet. That one kind of blew up for a second, but you can see it's starting to hook in there just a little bit. That's one of those things I was talking about where it might be a case of very slight rotation that could, do something. Let's have a look. Let's go look at something I can't remember what it was now. Oh yeah, we're gonna look at echo tops for that particular storm. And you can definitely see it. It is just a little bit blowing up right there. Probably just going to be a quick thing. I'm only pointing this out because it's literally the only interesting thing in the front of the storm as far as rotation and tornadic type stuff tonight. It's not a concern. Don't be worried if you're in front of or near this. I'm just, from an educational standpoint, trying to point out what's going on here because other than that, you've got some low, wimpy clouds, and basically it's pouring rain. I don't think spotters are going to get activated tonight, but I guess we are still 5 hours away from the greatest threat here. And what that threat is, we're going to look at the mesoscale analysis for this. It's probably this area in here that's going to be an actual threat to this area of Indiana later tonight, because you can see these supercells kind of marching across Arkansas here. That's an interesting one. How about we hop down to Arkansas on NextRad and have a look at that, since there's nothing interesting going on in my home state, which is pretty normal, weather or otherwise. We'll have a look here. How do I do this? Oh yeah, map. Okay, so northern area of Arkansas. We're gonna get the closest right there, probably. That is my guess anyway. We'll see how that turns out. All right, my partner in crime will not be here tonight. His laptop is self-destructing. So, look at this. This is quite interesting. These are lines of strong thunderstorms, potentially an embedded supercell or two. It's March 6th. This is Arkansas, and this is Missouri. Yeah, this is Missouri. So, all right, let's have a look at what's going on here. Let's see how many rotation centers we can pick up. Oh boy. That's just a scattered mess. Oh. Wait. That's the thing. This is an interesting... I don't think any of these are going to be tornadic. They're just too loose in rotations. They'd be much more well-defined than this. Well, I guess it could be. It's a possibility. But I wouldn't be too extremely worried. This... I wonder what storm is connected to that. It is 3 counties up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counties over, 3 counties up. Look at base reflectivity here. Let's see what kind of things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that makes sense. That was looking like one of the stronger cells. That could be a tad bit of rotation there, actually. Tornadic or not entirely sure yet, but I was trying to get at this storm over here, but I really can't. So we're gonna try a different radar. Possibly we're using Springfield right now. See if we can get something. Hey. All right. Lawrence, Arkansas. Ozark, Missouri. Boone. Okay, well, about said Arkansas, by the way. I didn't mean it, but let's get down. All right, Nashville or Memphis radar. Hey, there's the storm we want. This one looks interesting. You see this structure? It looks like there's 2 of them, or it's split, and it has a hail core in it. It's one of those 2 things, probably. It's starting to show... It's not necessarily rotating, but I wouldn't put it out of the question. Okay, yep, this is interesting right here. We need to look at a loop, because this, I'm going to see how this is moving. You can see the potential for some rotation in this area. It's weakening and strengthening. It's cycling. This is a storm that shows its clear ability to change, it appears. So, correlation coefficient, look at any debris here. Well, this could be an area of rotation here, right in there somewhere. Oh, hey Luke, good to see you. That is my partner in crime for this one. Thanks, Libby. Maybe I am a nerd, but I'm probably right on this storm. Yeah, and Luke, if you want to chime anything in, by all means, go for it. Let me get my ugly face out of here and have a look at this. Wait, nope, wrong button. I'm not touching anything. It's fine. Wait, can I do it? That's the one. That's the one I was looking for. All right, so back to the storm. Base velocity, showing we do have an interesting scenario here. Wish I was better at me. Okay. Here looks like a possible area of rotation on everything that we see. That looks like the area where it could be starting to hook a little bit, and there's your strong part of the storm. I just think this back end's a little too bleak, or it's low precipitation. It's one of the two. Differential reflectivity. Libby, if you want to chime in, you can, but yeah, have at it, I guess. All right, so here's showing a bit of a hooking signature starting here as this just updated. I got it handled. I never have anything handled, to be honest, but this is as close as. Oh wait, you can't see me. This is as close as we're getting. Yeah, so you can. This could be interesting. I would. If you live in this area or coming right into Missouri here, northeastern Arkansas, could be a little interesting. Well, that web page halfway crashed for a brief second. This is probably okay. All right. What we haven't looked at is echotops. For those of you who don't know what echotops is, it's how tall the storm is. That is it. And we're approaching 40,000 feet right here. This is probably a cool looking storm if it were daylight and people could see things right now. Because it's looking like a real tall supercell here. I don't think there's really an overshooting top, but I would call this a supercell thunderstorm. And then you've got like a real low hook here. It would be really cool to see this storm. But you can't see it because it's dark. I would say look out my window, but I can't mess with the curtain right now. Either way, all you'd see is that. So it wouldn't really matter. Any large cells will be coming from the south if they're in our area. Hoping spiders have good. Yeah, we'll take a look at Indiana here in a second. But for those of you watching maybe from this area, I'm talking to you, Turbo FS. I'm not exactly sure where you're from. Keep an eye on this. This could get a little hairy. Moving back to our home radar station here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah, everything's kind of south of us, but watch this. Because of storm motion and the way these are going, our threat's going to be later. You can see these storms kind of move across and then in. So storms coming from this area will be kind of tracking this way. Luke, I don't know. We're gonna have to work late tonight if they decide to activate spotters. I don't know, but you can see the general idea. It's gonna be. I'm out of things to say. It's gonna storm. Okay. Let's see if our mesoscale analysis is updated. I probably need to manually refresh this page. Okay, tornado watch has been changed slightly to this general area, right to the Illinois border. Nothing for us right now. Convective outlook remains the exact same. We still remain at a 2% risk for tornado here. Are you watching online anyway? Yeah, me too. Because it's our first day back on the job, and I use that term sparingly. Hail outlook definitely went down. We're starting to see things wind down a little bit, but it's gonna get windy as this stuff blows itself out. When is our next SPC? Okay. 0600Z. That is 1 a.m. is our next update, and I won't be on this stream during that time. I hope. So nothing really interesting going on here. We're gonna jump back to that storm. Well, actually, we'll stop it at 9:05. What was I doing? Oh, we'll look at Echo Tops to see if any of this situation changed here. Hey, Louie, what happened to chiming in? Okay, so yeah, that one kind of fell apart. It's expected. These are going to be real short, boom, and then gone things for now. I wish we could do a thing where it's like just a live chat on YouTube. You don't have to have a stream attached to it. You can it's just a live conversation. That would be, if anyone from YouTube is watching right now, I know they're not because there's one person watching, then yeah, please do that. It'd be nice. So I don't have to sit here in front of a screen all night when I'm giving these updates. Or at least I don't have to think of things to say. Luke said you don't know what we were talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Well, how much do I really know what I'm talking about? More or less. To what? Oh yeah, TV watching. Well, I'm just going off of what it says to me, which is 1. But not, I can see these TV watching. I'm stalling until I can click a button here. I can't click a button. I can't click on the... Well, okay, what? What did I say? I would really like it if this webpage, the Nextrad site, would start actually functioning again. I just dropped my glasses. Would start functioning once more, and it's not gonna. It doesn't appear. Okay, here we go. Oh, I hit the wrong button. All right, I'm gonna get back out of the way. We'll take a look at that cell again from our Memphis radar. Yeah, I think all of everything just briefly crashed for a moment. It all happens at the same time every time. Yes, I am wearing glasses. Like, for those of you guys who don't know me in real life, and both the people currently watching do, but I don't ever wear glasses. Ever. It's just so I don't get blinded because these screens are really bright and I have it on low brightness. Watch what happens if I turn it. It is unnecessary. And I can't turn the brightness down on this one, so that one, the one that's projecting the big screen right now, is a I don't know how, it's like a 20, whatever, it's a gigantic monitor. My laptop's 15-inch and this one's like 25, whatever, it's big. And it's super bright and I can't turn down the brightness. Sorry, what were we doing? Base velocity, what's going on with this storm now? It looks like it's starting to pull its act together a little bit, which means it could be getting a little interesting. It could be getting a little interesting. All right. Nothing's still showing up there. Storm relative motion. Maybe it's not doing a whole lot. Differential reflectivity will kind of show what's going on. Heavy rain. There might be a hail core in there. Look at correlation coefficient and try to pick something out of here. There's a possibility of there being a hail core somewhere in here. And we're starting to see a little bit of hook signature, but I don't really think... Ooh, SDP is loading slow. Yeah, it is possible there's a hail core in there. Precipitation in the past 1 hour. We can look at the previous tracks. Anything big will happen late tonight? Yes, or it just won't happen. That's my guess. Either it'll be late or it won't happen. Because these are about to hit some... I don't really know. This is an interesting situation. Yeah, there's probably, let's be real, there's probably a hail core in there somewhere. Echo Chops, we're looking at what? Loading. We're looking at like widespread 35,000 feet. And some spots peaking a little higher. Whoa. Look over there in that corner. That is a really tall storm. That might be getting its act together really quickly. We might have this storm might be petering out here. I think we're going to want to go back to this radar. Look at our echo tops here. And look for the 50,000 foot storm I just saw. I just saw it, didn't I? It was here, wasn't it? Okay, it's a 42,000 foot storm right there still, but come on. It was definitely there. Okay, well, this stream is nearly over anyway, so thank you guys for watching, but I do want to see... I'd like to see this storm anyway. So, one moment here where we try to... It does look nice, but where is it? Gosh darn it, you, where are you at? I think it's this one right here. It's holding a solid 38,000 feet. I could have sworn though when we checked on Memphis radar, it was, yeah. On Memphis radar, it's about 50,000 feet. Why it's not anywhere else? No, okay, I guess it's not. That was a county line in the middle of it that made it look like that. 48,000 foot storm is still pretty tall. Yeah, I definitely imagined it. I'm insane. So, 40,000 feet, that storm there. Y'all stay weather savvy. Keep watching this stuff. I'll keep watching this stuff. I just not going to keep streaming. I don't want to. Things are coming down here on the front. It's looking like a lot of rain. So, I guess for the radar, yeah. Yep, it was probably just a slight error between the two since Memphis is really far away from that. And whatever one I was looking at was closer. Anyhow, final statements and then wrap this up. I guess stay weather savvy, be careful, watch these things later in tonight, and I'll be doing the same while the sky pees on us. We'll see y'all next time. I gotta get my mouse over the other screen first. That's why it's not working. Gonna stop. There we go.